I mean, there's just absolutely no way that this is IAIA.
The person is wrong.
Since this game is entirely about information, if they want to make the game more of a challenge, then the way to do that is to make some of the information just wrong.
Without any indication
Without
that it's
any
wrong.
indication that it's wrong. Last time we had this minor issue that we couldn't go to hell. And I did solve that problem, but while this loads, I'll describe how I solved the problem and why things might be less than ideal. So, this game saves to the so-called Britannia disk, which is why it always asks you to enter the Britannia disk here. And I was fairly certain that it had corrupted the Britannia disk. That's probably the fault of, like, the interaction between save states and saves in the, this slightly broken emulator, so I don't blame the game for that. But I had a suspicion that it had corrupted the Britannia disk and thus the save. So what I did is I loaded, then I swapped the disk for a sort of fresh, unaltered Britannia disk, then I saved, then I rebooted, loaded from that one, and then I went through, and sure enough, I could get into the underworld. So my suspicion on top of that is that probably some of the things that you save are gone. I doubt that all of the shisps that I have left throughout the world are there. I doubt that both of the characters that I had permakilled are actually still dead. Probably those, like, side things are not actually there. So when we get back to the real world, it may be a little bit altered.
We're just on a different timeline.
We're just on well, it's weird, because, like, certainly some aspects of that timeline survive. But yeah, we're just on a different timeline. Yeah, it's just had some similar events. Anyway, so we're in hell now. We went to hell via cowardice.
Oh, when you say we're in hell now, so basically, oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, we're in hell now.
Your eyes are blank. That's creepy.
Yep, these things happen. When I look down, that happens. I changed how the eye tracking works, so the eye tracking makes me cross-eyed less often. But when I look down, things go real weird sometimes. It's fine. Everything's great. So we got the crown. We know where the amulet is, but we don't have it. I'm trying to remember why we're here. Well, doesn't matter why we're here. Let's just explore. Have you tried to diff the broken save disk and the current save disk? Asks Specklad. I have not, and nor do I intend to, because it's just like a bunch of binary data. I'm sure it'll differ, but, like, I don't want to learn the binary format. So, my suspicion...
Which dungeon did you come down?
Covetous.
Covetous? Okay. I'm just finding where you are on my map.
Is that I need to go via this awful path of poison, because otherwise why would this awful path of poison be here? But I love how the music gets interrupted by being poisoned. That's real. That's not an emulator problem. That's just like standard 8-bit system problems. Okay. Now let's cure our horrible, horrible poisonation. And then get attacked by bats, my favorite. Now for eternal boredom, my favorite. I love video games. Okay, so hopefully we're past the worst of the horrible poison madness. And it's to me obvious that, like, this way sucks, therefore it's the right way. There's just no way that they make this horrible, awful path and you're not supposed to go that way.
I mean, keep in mind that you can see where the high mountains are and where the high mountains aren't.
Oh, I
look into a
forgot
gem.
about climbing. Well, I mean, unless, like, north of here, where I've already gone past, was somewhere I could have gone through. I don't think I've made any mistakes just yet. Like, technically, I could have, avoided all of this with climbing. And actually, it might... Yeah, given how this path works, I think it makes a lot of sense to avoid this poison with climbing. I think you can avoid this poison with climbing. Don't you have the coordinates for the thing you're looking for, or was that only for the overworld aspect, lad? I have coordinates for things.
I think he does have the coordinates for the thing he's looking for. I just don't think he remembers what he's looking for.
Exactly. I don't know which thing I'm looking for.
Good first step, by the way.
I mean, I'm not looking for the amulet, and I know that the scepter isn't in the underworld. So I'm not looking for those, which means I must be looking for one of the shards. I know where the Shard of Hatred is.
Okay, where's the Shard of Hatred?
IAIA.
Do you have your sextant with you?
Sextants don't work in hell. Sextants don't work in hell. You know how it is.
Oh, okay. Then what does? How do you know what coordinates are?
The spell.
Ah.
Okay, in Wiz. Wherein is this wizard? None mixed. Good for me. I think I decided since I use this on the overworld, I could just mix them every time. Therefore, I didn't mix a bunch in advance. But I have all of the reagents, so... no problem. I just need to know what I need to mix. Just Nightshade. Only Nightshade. Buy eyeballs. Mix. In Wiz. Just Nightshade. Only Nightshade. Reminds me of the time I went sex camping to hell. What a disappointment, says Specklad. Exactly. No sextants. Oh, it's gonna be in runes, isn't it? Ah!
Yes, but I can tell you it's LM something. Just a second. I think that's KO, but let me double check.
That means that I am not close.
I was wrong. It's not L. You are at CM and K. What's that one? O, I think, yeah.
So I am
CM,
absolutely nowhere near the Shard of Hatred, which probably would be under wrong, not covetous anyway.
I mean, okay, so...
covetous
you
should
must
have like, the Shard of Covetous or something.
There's only 3 shards.
Oh, right.
You must have something written down wrong. Anyway, continue on.
Well, no, that was just guessing. I mean, I guess it's possible that the Shard of Hatred isn't at IAIA, and I have that written down wrong. I was just thinking this seems too far away from IAIA to be right, but whatever, let's just go. It'll be great. Okay, that's nothing. I mean, you know, when you see a long cave, you go through the cave. There's clearly something to do with this cave, otherwise why is it here? Yes. More hellacious madness. But again, I can get around it by climbing, though I should watch my, chups. Make sure I don't do anything too stupid. I feel like it's probably better to climb around poison. Maybe I'm just, because, like, climbing is pretty bad, too. But poison seems badder? I don't know. I didn't mean to view a gem, I meant to ignite a torch. Cool. Bats. Why does it always have to be bats? Well, time for more fun I like how your characters just tumble down the mountains and take damage instead of climbing, says Specklad in chat. I mean, we are climbing, we're just very bad at it. In fairness, we only have 1 grappling hook and presumably no rope. It never said anything about rope among the entire group. So, It's, we're actually climbing pretty impressively for having none of the required equipment. I mean, this isn't nothing. This is something. This is the most something I've ever seen. Don't play that music at double speed. That's bad. That's bad at double speed.
May I suggest checking your coordinates again?
Our coordinates is that earthquake.
Yes, indeed. That looks like FD, K, C.
So we need to go... I don't even remember if this goes latitude then longitude or longitude then latitude. I mean, I think that means we are closer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it does go latitude then longitude.
Right.
And it does count up. You know, north is higher, or, you know, north is the direction of later letters, yeah. And east is as well.
So we need to go northwest. Wait, what? GHI.
But may I also suggest continuing to follow the path?
Yeah, obviously. Because the path is going to... I mean, the path is very twisty. Oh, it's going to be like some giant stupid spiral or something, isn't it? I see lots of jerks. Okay, time for Mongbats. So, Elf and Chamino are very hurt. Catrino is fairly hurt. Catrino? Catrino is fairly hurt. And Hano is also fairly hurt. So the correct way to use resting is that you cast Vasmani on the very hurt people because they're not going to get fully cured, whereas your MP will be fully restored, and Vasmani is not expensive. I'm learning.
Correct.
And when you mix that Vas into that money, it gets super powerful. I maybe shouldn't hole up when I'm literally on mountains, but it'll be fine. Let's get off the mountains and into the poison, because I was accidentally in warp mode. Super cool. And let's get to Aqua Giant Red. I've done all of this very well. I feel like there's a rich vein in asking ChatGPT for the difference between X and Y, where they're wildly unrelated things, but it knows, like...
It just happened to sound similar in English.
I don't even think you need that. I think that unless you ask it the difference between a raven and a writing desk, it'll just assume that, like, well, the way this sentence is formed, there must be some logic to the question, and so it's gonna, like, attempt to make some valid sentence, or some valid response. It's probably wise to save in hell. I can't see any reason not to do this.
Speclad asks the difference. Asks the question: what's the difference between GNU herd and a new herd?
And the answer is that one of these is fake, and the other one is fake because we've pretty much extincted the species. Let's go Depresso.
There is a rat called a kangaroo rat. I don't know if we've mentioned that before.
Yeah, it's the one from the Looney Tunes. Something about I said the Looney Tunes because I was thinking like the Looney Tunes cartoons, but then they're called tunes, but something about calling it the Looney Tunes just feels like something that a 150-year-old would say.
Yes,
that was on the Looney Tunes.
I don't actually know what you're talking about with respect to a kangaroo rat on Looney Tunes.
Go away. There was multiple Looney Tunes where Sylvester was some cat, like so a kangaroo had escaped from the zoo, and a cat character had confused it with a giant rat. which makes no sense because they don't look like giant rats as demonstrated by this video game. So yes, I genuinely think this game might have got, like, they might be intentionally making that reference.
Right. I will, like, kangaroo rats, real kangaroo rats, do not look anything like kangaroos. They look like mice. But the reason they're called kangaroo rats is because they hop in a manner similar to the much larger kangaroo.
I think this game predates Looney Tunes, says Speculad in chat. Yeah, it seems likely.
I think this game predates kangaroo rats.
I think this game predutes kangaroo rats. Oh yeah, this is definitely a time to know what the location, because I'm gonna have to, tell me where this whiz is in.
Oh, this is, you want me to actually read this?
Yeah, that would be nice.
This is EMJA.
Okay, so I am very close longitudinally, and like so far away latitudinally.
you say that, but you started.
I realized that it, like, the distances. I find it very, very difficult to judge the distances.
I understand. I completely agree there, because when you first did that test, I was like, "There's something has to be wrong." But as you get closer and closer, I'm like, "No, it's right. It's just distances are not what you expect."
Yeah. So basically, I need to go extremely north.
Before you go extremely north, check again now, because I may have messed something up.
Where is this whiz in? Longitudinally, says Speculad of a horn of some description. Well, that
so
eye
you're
is
now,
an eye.
Yes, and you're now D-O, I think.
So I actually need to go south. I'm in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, but I'm also confused because that's not right. Okay.
Unless that is the longitude first and not the latitude.
Yeah, but you just moved more north, and your second one didn't change very much.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm just actually confused. I would just keep checking gems at this point.
I mean, spiral. Clearly the middle of this horrible mountain thingy is important in some way. Yeah, that area in there looks pretty important.
Suspicious, I think, is the word you would use.
Pretty suspicious. And I feel like I could have gone west to go there, and instead I'm going to walk around this entire giant mountain range, but, you know, these things happen. Because it looked like the only possible way in would be from the south. Mong bats.
And just to sate my own curiosity, once you get to that only way in the south, I want to see what the coordinates of that are. Because I want to understand the coordinate system, or understand if you're told some wrong information. Because I looked it up just in case you had written something down wrong. And nope, it's IAIA is the coordinates you were given, and they specifically said the lies within the underworld at the location thou wouldst call IAIA.
It's the location we would call IAIA, but unfortunately it's not the location that the In-Wiz spell calls IAIA. Yeah, exactly. There's an unfortunate discrepancy there. You would think that we would just adopt what the spell uses as coordinates, but no, it's this whole, we don't want to metricize our locations and blah, 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 blah.
This is the imperial coordinates.
Yeah, we've got our traditional imperial coordinate system, and the new system is, it's definitely better, but it's also like being enforced by Blackthorn, and so nobody's like that into it, and yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a lot of politics.
The new system has an equal amount of grades per degree. The old system, it was just completely random.
A goes up to G as its grades.
Exactly.
B goes up to F, and then C only has A. There's just CA, and then you're right on to D.
Yep,
It's really weird.
D goes all the way to Q, though.
And then F goes past Z. It has FZ, and then there's F alpha and F beta. It was strange.
Right,
it was a
right,
weird
right.
system.
And there are historical reasons why this system is in place like this. Have to do with the size of horses, and we don't want to get into it.
It had to do with the size of horses and how long Lord British's knuckles are, and just like all sorts of weird shit. And there's a lot of confusion because, like, there's a part of the horse called the knuckle too, and people assume that that's the knuckle in question, but Lord British says it's his own knuckle, but, like, his knuckle can't be as long as a horse's knuckle. I don't even know if knuckle is actually a part of a horse. It sounds like the kind of thing that would be. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed our protracted joke about the U.S. customary measurement system. Horses stifle is the thing that knuckles. Yes, it's a verb for horses. I mean, knuckles is a verb for humans. It means to play knuckles in Sonic and Knuckles.
Maybe that may be true, Lucy, but the stifle is nowhere near anatomically the part that would be
it's not homologous to a knuckle.
Exactly. The knuckle would be in the hoof. I was looking it up. Because the heel is the I don't know what you call it, but the thing that looks like a backwards elbow in a horse's legs is the heel of anatomically is the heel of the horse. I mean, in the homologous to the heel.
Homologously. I mean,
right, here's where we want to check the coordinates.
Yeah, I'm gonna go as far as I can get in without actually climbing first, just because why not? Oh. This is not the way. This is not the way. The way is that way. The way sucks.
On the east, I see.
Yeah, the way is trash.
But I am curious. I still am curious what the
Yeah.
coordinates are
It's certainly worth checking the coordinates here. If.
That would be E, I believe E, let me double check. EEIA.
I mean, there's just absolutely no way that this is IAIA.
The person is wrong, is the answer. They got the IA in the longitude right, they got the IA in the latitude wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're supposed to know that.
I mean, because this is an extremely suspicious place we're in.
Exactly. And yeah, that's fine. Like, I agree.
Oh, and also I could see it there.
Yeah, I saw that too. But would you have known that was a shard?
I wouldn't have known that was a shard, but I would have known to investigate.
But you would have still wanted to go to
Yeah. Like that, it's pretty obvious.
I agree. Yeah,
I feel like
agree that
I
if you
did
had
not
wandered
need the location hint to find this. That's the side.
I agree with that. It's more confusing than anything. Having the coordinate information is very misleading, basically.
Oh yeah. It's actually made worse by the presence of the coordinate information because the coordinates are wrong. It is a common occurrence that people will complain about a plot hole or something in a movie. I don't understand how to use articles, apparently. We'll complain about a plot hole or something in a movie, but what they're perceiving as a plot hole can also just be interpreted as, like, the protagonist didn't know everything. And it's like, if you just are willing to interpret this in the lens of the characters are fallible, then there's no plot hole. It's just, he was wrong about that, and that's fine. It's a similar thing here, you know. So he was wrong about the coordinates. It sucks in a game, but, like, we can't expect them all to be right about everything.
I agree, but also this is a video game, and if you have no other indication that this information is wrong, then it's a huge waste of time.
I mean, you have
to... It could potentially be a huge waste of time.
You have to anticipate that, since this game is entirely about information, if they want to make the game more of a... Hold on a second, I couldn't finish that thought. I burst into laughter. If they want to make the game more of a challenge, then the way to do that is to make some of the information just wrong.
Without any indication
Without
that it's
any
wrong.
indication that it's wrong.
So I was looking up to see if anybody else had mentioned this issue, and I found somewhere that says, Lord Michael / Empath Abbey, Sin Vral hut in Eastern Desert. Shard of Hatred lies at IAIA in the Underworld. Enter through the dungeon by Lost Hope Bay. The dungeon, then that's the end of the quote, and then they go on to say, the dungeon is covetous, and once again the directions seem to be goofed. My own
Once again?
Yes, and so apparently this is occurs in another place too. Then they say, my own calculations place a shard at X, I'm not going to tell you, in the Underworld. It is possible that locate spells function differently above and below ground. No, that's... yeah. So, basically, so somebody else acknowledges that the direction, or, that the coordinates are just wrong.
Cool, great, perfect. Exactly what we always wanted. Come on, apparition, show up!
If they had said EAIA, it would have led you to, I think, pretty much that exact... In fact, I think that was the coordinate you checked, EAIA. That last time you checked in that little...
I'm still in that nook. I haven't even moved yet.
Yeah. In this nook, I think you're basically at EAIA. So if they had said EAIA, that's probably what they meant to say to lead you to the right place, and then you had to find the way to the actual shard from there. So that's my guess as to the intention of that.
Oh my... No.
So you were right about the spiral, by the way. It's just a spiral in the mountains.
Oh, this game is made of wet garbage. I mean, I should have predicted that. Because cruelty. This game is made of it.
This game is made of ennui.
Funway. So this must be the opening. This is not the opening. Where is the opening? Oh, it's over there. God, they really made it as awful as they could have. I'm faintly impressed with their degree of,
Oh yeah, no, they made it a spiral. You weren't wrong about that. Like, it's...
Oh, it's up there, okay.
They didn't want you to have fun. They wanted you to have fun.
Well, so one point I'll make is that there are no enemies in
mountains.
In mountains, yeah. In these actual... Oh, it goes that way. That's annoying. There are no enemies in these actual mountains, so at least I'm not doing that part. Oh god, I'm gonna have to come back out again! I can't blink out of here! Oh my god, why? Why would they do this? I assume we can rest on mountains. Cool, thanks. Good god, why? I'm just watching for anybody's health to go under 100. That's what I consider to be, like, too hurt. Speaking of under 100 is too hurt, nobody else is actually very hurt. It shouldn't be possible for me to be, ambushed here, right? Right? Hey look, I was ambushed here. Can't have enemies here, but you can have ambushes.
Hooray!
Make it your New Year's resolution to eat a venture capitalist. I think that's, it's just a laudable goal that we should all set for ourselves.
How about, eating crypto bros?
I feel like, their souls have already been eaten. That's also true of venture capitalists. Never mind.
I'm talking about physical ingestion, not
so am I. So am I. Is it like Agar.io? Do you get their money upon eating them as Speclad? That should be how inheritance works. There's a special clause that if the cause of death was cannibalism, then whoever cannibalized this person, okay, you win, you get the money. No, not Ann Knox. And that's Mama Pepperoni, says Speclad. That's how Mama Pepperoni came to... Oh, it's like the Santa Claus. When you eat Mama Pepperoni, you become
Mama Pepperoni. Okay. New lore drop.
Every year, an old man eats the old Santa Claus, thus a new Santa Claus exists. Yeah, exactly, Van Whitman. That's what the movie's about, and that also just is a true fact about reality. Hey, look, I found a shard. Thou dost see a shard of the gem of Mondane. Let's search the shard. Thou dost find nothing of note. Oh, okay, bye.
There's nothing there.
The shard of hatred. I found it. I found the shard. Oh my god, the apparition! You're real! Hana's level 7! These are the ramblings of someone who experiences too much fun, says Maspeckin. Exactly. With all these battles, there's nothing to talk about other than eating Mama Pepperoni. Thou showest well the wisdom of the Avatar, but not yet hast thou achieved the potential. Stay on the path, and thy soul shall flourish. I feel like this is a lesser message than the one I was getting before.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Must have done something wrong. Maybe it's when I killed the Jester in basically cold blood.
Maybe, or maybe it's because everything has been undone.
Yeah. Maybe my goodliness got undone, yeah. Ooh, good point, Speclad. What happens if I use the shard as an item? I can't foresee any reason why using the shard as an item would be a bad idea.
I will also say, though, that there's something that would have made our lives so much easier for so many parts of this video game that I still can't tell you about.
Is it not playing this video game? Is that
I can tell you about that. So